I'm gonna need your help with this one. Why men and why women cheat. I've been wanting to make this video for a while, so let's talk about it. Lifers and loved ones, welcome back to the channel. As always, the love is real and the energy is high. Thank you so much for pulling up. Much appreciation to you. Let's get right into the topic discussion without delay. Why men cheat and why women cheat. Again, I want to preface my comments as always by saying I am not a clinical professional. I'm not a psychoanalyst. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm none of those. I'm just a woman. And these are my own personal thoughts. These are my ideas. All right, but I can't do this alone. Definitely gonna need your participation with this one. All right. This isn't about judgment. This isn't about separation. This isn't about competition. It's none of that. And it's designed to be an open discussion. All right. I want to learn and I'm always ready to be wrong. And these are my thoughts, again, based on my own personal experiences. And I'm not telling you what I think. I'm telling you what I know based on my experience. And obviously, I cannot speak from the perspective of a man. So, fellas, definitely help me out with this one. Make your contribution down below and let us know. Let's talk about it. Let's expand on it. Why women cheat. This is something I'm prepared to speak about as I am a woman and I have my own personal experiences, right? I want to start off by saying that while I haven't, been intimately, connected with someone while I was in a committed relationship, I definitely have stepped outside of my relationship in the sense of communication or entertaining people that I shouldn't have been, having certain conversations, being places that I shouldn't have been. That I definitely did. As I reflect back, like in my younger years and just relationships of the past. It isn't like common practice for me. I definitely understand right and wrong and have grown and elevated and taken responsibility for the things of my past. I also haven't necessarily had some traumatic experience where I know that I was cheated on. Like, I'm sure that it's happened, but I've never had a situation where I came home and caught the person that I was with someone else, or I went through somebody's phone and I saw things that I didn't want to see. Nothing like that. Like I said, I'm sure it's happened, right? So with that being said, I just want to get into some of the reasons why women may cheat. And again, this isn't about perfection. It's about progress and it's about creating a conversation. All right. So definitely engage down in the comment section and let me know, your experiences in this and what you're willing to share. And I appreciate you for doing so. Right. I want to talk about emotional cheating. All right. So let's go ahead and unpack that a little bit. Emotional cheating. That's like when you're in a place where you may not be having your needs met emotionally by the person that you're with. You may not be having those deep heart-to-heart conversations that you want to have. It could be the fact that you're not feeling emotionally connected because you're not affectionate toward one another. You're not on the same page. You're not in alignment. Maybe you've been arguing a little more lately. You're not able to get on one accord about, plans for the future or your ambitions, right? So I feel like when you're emotionally cheating, it's not so much that you're looking for a sexual or a physical chemical connection with someone. You really are looking for a bond. You know what I mean? You're looking to feel close to somebody. You're looking to feel connected to somebody in a way that's personal. And it's kind of more psychological. Again, I'm the type of person, as you could probably tell, I love to have deep conversations. I love, to just be able to exchange ideas. I always, want to learn more and more. It's not so much that I'm looking to just debate with people for the sake of debating, even though we can do that. But I try to move through life with an open heart and an open mind, and I'm always wanting to learn, and that's important in any relationship that I'm in. I like to be able to communicate, share myself, and be able to be heard without judgment, but I also want to be able to pick the brain of the people closest to me and that I'm interested in and that I want to learn more and more about. I'm certainly going to feel as though I'm missing something within a personal or intimate connection if I'm in a relationship with someone and I don't have that, right? So on a surface level, that's what emotional cheating is to me. Just wanting a deeper connection that isn't so much rooted in sex or something physical or intimate in that way. So that's one reason why, women may cheat. And keep in mind, these aren't necessarily just exclusive to women. These are just some ideas from a woman's perspective why a woman might be more likely to cheat. But these could also obviously apply to the fellas as well. All right. We're looking for, physical intimacy. All right. So that's another reason why. physical intimacy. And obviously we don't need to delve too deep into that. We know what time it is. You're just looking for that, again, biological. You're looking for that sexual connection, and you may be lacking that in your current relationship and you don't know how to communicate it. Contrary to popular opinion, just as much as men enjoy it, women enjoy the physical aspect of relationships too, and intimacy. And just like anything else, it's going to be levels of that. Some of us have a higher drive than others. Some of us will prioritize that physical or that biological connection within a relationship a lot more than others. So it just depends. And that's the importance of, communicating and knowing the person that you're with. But you also have to create an environment for your significant other, your partner, your mate, where they can be themselves and they can really express to you what their needs are. And I think that's where a lot of people, myself included, can go wrong in relationships. We're not creating an environment for one another where we can be open and be honest about the things that we want and the things that we need, the things that we want to explore, give me something fly to try, the things that we want to do. It's important to talk about those things, right? So just that physical connection, we may be lacking that within the relationship that we're in. Maybe we feel like we're falling out of love. Again, a lot of arguing. And I feel like from a woman's perspective, there's a lot that goes into that. I feel like based on my experience, men have a bit more of a willingness, by and large, I would say, where regardless of what's going on within the connection, for the most part, if there's a physical attraction there, then they're pretty much going to be ready to act on that. Whereas in my experience as a woman, I need a little more behind that. It takes me a little more time, or not so much that it takes me a little more time, but from a woman's perspective, there's other bases that are going to need to be covered in order for me to be in a place mentally where I'm ready to go there. So that's just something to keep in mind. All right. So the physical connection, other reasons why a woman may cheat, it may be just insecurity. Insecurity is another reason. It might be within the connection that we're in. We're not feeling loved the way that we maybe did in the earlier stages, or, the honeymoon phase of the relationship, or depending on, like I said, how long that you were in the relationship that you're in, you may not be feeling, that fire. You may not feel desired in the same way by the person that you're with. And somewhere along the lines, whether it's someone at the coffee shop you go to every day, or it's an acquaintance or a coworker, you generate a bit of a banter, you generate a bit of a surface level relationship, but there's an attraction there. And because you entertain the idea of that, or you act on that, or you start those conversations, and because you're missing something that you're not getting at home, you allow it to go there, right? So that's another reason why you may just be feeling insecure about something. I want to say, respectfully, as a woman, I feel like a lot of how we feel about ourselves is connected to the way that we look, how we present our bodies. Is very, very big. And it's not to say that obviously, fellas aren't concerned with how they look, but I just feel like from an ego and from a psyche perspective, how we look and how we present in our bodies means so much to us. And they have such a profound effect on our ability to be confident in how we present ourselves to the world. So fellas, keep that in mind. And it's not to say that you could never pull your lady to the side and say, hey, let's go on a journey together, or I've been wanting to do this, let's do this together. Or if she happens to come to you, fellas, and if your lady has concerns about herself, you can reassure her, but you can also be honest and say, that you're there to support them in whatever they may want or need to do if they're looking to make changes within reason. Let's say, for instance, your lady comes to you and she wants your opinion as far as her body. Be gentle and be kind, but you can definitely tell the truth. You should definitely be able to tell the truth to the person that you're with as far as your opinion, as long as you do so respectfully, but be willing as a man to go on that journey with her and say, hey, yeah, if you want to, turn up a little bit. Yeah, if you want to make a little bit more of an effort as far as, your physical activity, be supportive in that. If she comes to you and she wants to make changes as far as her physical activity or eating habits, like, support her in that. It's going to be big, and it's going to go a long way as far as your closest within a relationship. Don't pass judgment on her. Don't weaponize that against her, or she makes herself vulnerable and comes to you and says, hey, I feel like I want to come down a few, I want to tighten it up a little bit. Be supportive to your lady. It'll go a long way. Trust me. So with that being said, how we look means so much to us, and it's it plays a big part in how we define ourselves and how we can present ourselves to the world. So that may be another reason why, if she's not feeling that spark or that fire from you, and she comes across someone who makes her feel assured, and it's obviously not that we're condoning it if she's in a committed or a monogamous relationship, but at the same time, if she's getting that gratification from somewhere else, depending on that longing and that need that she's been having for that, she may choose to explore that. So that's just another reason why, a woman may cheat. Also, just not feeling seen at home, not feeling seen. And it's like, if it really felt like the closeness was there in the beginning, like I said, the passion, the chemistry, the intimacy was there, and then it kind of fades, the opportunity may present itself. If a lady is not being noticed and being felt at home, but then she goes out and then she feels seen by someone else, that might be something that, piques her interest, and then she finds herself entertaining. It just, again, not all women are created equal. Not all men are created equal. So it's like, it just depends on the individual and what their needs are, what their past experience is, how much do they value, monogamy, or how much do they value, the standards of the relationship and like the boundaries, the confines of that relationship. Is it clear? Have you taken the time to like define and discuss exactly what your relationship entail, so that each of you know the expectation? That's important. Again, I feel like sometimes we just find ourselves in relationships with people, but we never took the time to clarify and just quantify what exactly is this that we're doing? What's the nature of the relationship? What are you comfortable with versus what I'm comfortable with? And then you come to a consensus about it. So don't just allow yourself to trip and fall into a relationship. Actually talk about it. That way the boundaries are set forth and you can continue to communicate about that, and it takes the guesswork out of it. So let's keep that clear. So just being seen, like, just on a human level. But like I said, as a woman, like, we want to feel seen. We want to be heard. We want our opinions to be respected. We want our voices to be validated and heard. Especially by our significant others or the people in our lives that are closest to us. So if we're lacking something and we haven't dealt with it, or we're not prepared to communicate about it, and we're not vocalizing exactly what we need, if we're not in our right minds, or we're not in the best spaces, and we don't have the best intentions on our hearts, then you might seek that gratification from somewhere else. All right. So that's another reason why a woman may cheat. I feel like for women, it's usually more psychological. And again, it's not to say that women don't have like physical needs and physical desires, and that women never cheat for those reasons. Don't mince my words. That's not what I'm saying at all. But based on my experience as a woman, I would say it's typically more psychological. It's usually something more emotional that we're not getting, or it's something going on deep down within us that we're not dealing with in a positive or a healthy way. Another reason why women may cheat. A woman may cheat for vengeance. Like, a woman may cheat, just so that you can feel how she felt. This is a topic discussion, that I want to get into at a later time, but it can be difficult to remain in a relationship when one of the parties involved has stepped outside of a relationship, because sometimes, even though it seems like you come to terms about that, the person who got cheated on is still dealing with a lot of hurt, and they're trying to move on, and they're trying to function as if, they're getting past it. But deep down inside, they have this feeling like if they don't do the same thing to you, whether you end up finding out or not that they cheated, if they don't do the same thing to you, that they're not going to be able to get past it. I feel like sometimes we'll cheat if we want you to feel how we felt if you've ever stepped outside of the relationship in the past, or if we were ever in a position where we had to be the last one to know about something. That can be a hurtful thing. So just as I'm like reflecting and, I'm going back in my own mind again, while I haven't like physically or sexually or intimately cheated on somebody, I've definitely stepped outside of a relationship that I was in. And I'm, contrite about that, and have definitely learned my lesson about that, right? But just wanted payback, which that's horrible. Listen, I want to make it known, like, cheating is never okay. There's never any justification. There's never any rationale. There's never a way to justify it. It is never okay to cheat. Not only is it toxic and dangerous and harmful, like it's extremely hurtful. It's an extremely hurtful thing. And in this day and age, in this world that we live in, it's unsafe for so many different reasons. Definitely make sure that you comment down below if you want me to make that video in the foreseeable future, and we can talk about that. What happens when cheating happens within a relationship and you try to stay. I can, delve on that and give my perspective and my points of view on that as well. Let me know down in the comment section if that's a video that you want to see. And also, give your contribution. A payback, that's another reason that a woman may cheat. All right. So now with that being said, I've given you some of the reasons why women may cheat. I want to talk about some of the reasons why men cheat, based on my own personal experience. My father, I got brothers, I got uncles, like I got friends, like, you know what I mean? So let's talk about it. Ego. I think sometimes men can cheat to feed their ego. I feel like sometimes, and obviously I'm not a man, so I could never say 100% why a man would or would do something, but that's why I need you. So make sure that you put it down in the comment section below and let me know. I want to learn more. I want to, show love to my fellas, and give you all an opportunity to be seen and heard as well on the platform. So definitely let me know for sure if I'm on point. If I miss any points, let me know that. Don't hesitate to do that. Appreciate you. All right. Ego, though. I feel like if a man ever comes to a place where he's not feeling appreciated and uplifted in his home, right? If he's feeling like replaceable, if he's feeling like, kind of down on himself, maybe work isn't going the way that it once was. It's not, he's not headed in a direction professionally that makes him feel fortified and feel strong and upright as a man. That's a reason why a man may cheat. I feel like sometimes based on, conversations that I've had, men will cheat to know that they still got it. Sometimes a man just wants to know, like, where am I at with it? Do I still got it? Can I still do this? So that may be a reason why. And then I also have this theory too, that sometimes we think we can control evil. And what I mean by that is, like, you may just start off entertaining a conversation. It's wrong and you shouldn't do it. But then maybe you let that conversation happen, but because you're getting something from it that you didn't expect, or you enjoy it more than you expect, it ends up going further and progressing to a point that you aren't necessarily ready for from a consequence perspective, right? And again, that's just a theory I have. Sometimes we think we could just cut something off, but then we didn't realize how strong that pull was and how strong that feeling was, and we allow it to take us, and we allowed that to take us to a place that we didn't intend to go. So yeah, just wanting that gratification, just wanting to know if you still got that magic, like just wanting to know if you can still have that effect on somebody different. It's almost like you're looking to take a survey from outside of your relationship. You want to feel reassured, and because you're not getting that within your household, just based on my experience and conversations that I've had in the past, men have a need to feel needed. Men want to be needed. They want to be, again, appreciated and uplifted in their homes by their ladies and by their children and their family members. Like, they want to be looked at as a leader, in their communities. And if for whatever reason, deep down within them, that they're not feeling that, it may cause them to step outside of their relationship. All right. Again, fellas, correct me if I'm wrong. Let me know. Another reason, and again, we talked about this for us women as well, just that physical, chemical need. All right. I don't want to speak out of turn about this, but it's a conversation that I want to have. Men and women process sex differently. It's a different experience for us in a lot of ways. We walk through the world with different eyes, and from the perspective of a man and just trying to be empathetic in that way, men are conquerors, men are conquerors, men are hunters. And I feel like it's coded in them. It's written in their DNA to be that way. And it's not to say that over time that men do not progress and that they don't grow and that they don't mature and that they don't elevate to be able to, control it and have that discipline. And it's not to say that men cannot be monogamous. Like, that's completely ignorant. I would never say that. It's not to say that men don't ever come to a point where they want to settle down. And that happens for men at different stages in their lives. But that animalistic, again, that just natural need to like distribute their seed and to conquer, it's I feel like for a man, it's always there. It's gonna be there. And where they're at in their lives, and if they've met, that special someone that motivates them and inspires them to want to settle down and lay a foundation and build and create a life with someone else, until they actually get to that place, you know what I mean? They are looking to move about the country, In my experience, men are conquerors. Women aren't hunters like that. Men are hunters and gatherers and conquerors. That's what they do. It's written in them to be that way, right? So I feel like that kind of like natural, that need is chemical, is testosterone, that may cause them just to want to cheat. And I also want to say that it may not necessarily be that they don't love or care about the woman that they're with. It's just they view it differently. And based on conversations that I've had, men can connect physically and sexually in a way where their emotions aren't always tied into it. It's not to say that men can't be emotional or they don't have emotions. It's that when they connect sexually or intimately, it doesn't always have to have the same emotions behind it. And I feel like as women, we need that. For the most part. Obviously, every rule has an exception. Every rule has an exception, okay? Women do their thing too. But for us, we're a lot more likely to allow our emotions to flow in that way, where men can kind of get in and get out, and it doesn't take away for them. It doesn't take away that love that they have for their significant other, their girlfriend, their lady, their wives, their fiance. Like, it doesn't take away from that, So that's just something that I definitely want to expand on. Fellas, definitely get down in the comment section, help me out with that and let us know for sure. Let me know if I'm on point with that. So just testosterone, like that need, manhood and being conquerors, that may be a reason why a man may cheat. All right. It's coded in them. It's coded in them to spread their seed. But it's not to say that, especially in this westernized world and in the world that we live in and the times that we're in, that you shouldn't exercise discipline, keep yourself safe, keep your community safe, and to be responsible. The ability to be fruitful and to reproduce is a superpower, and it's a gift from God. So we must nurture that and treat that with dignity and respect. And, not to mention just the health risks and the dangers because of the world that we live in. So I also want to point that out as well. For the sake of the video, we want to always be safe. We want to always be considerate. And we want to always be disciplined about the decisions that we're making, because the things that we do, especially when it comes to intimate connections like that, it's a ripple effect. It affects the world and everyone around us in a sense. It definitely can. And I don't say that lightly. So chemical need, just sexual desires, that's a reason why a man may cheat. I feel like another reason why a man may cheat if he's not secure financially. Let's talk about that. That one might be a little controversial, all right? But again, I'm ready to be wrong, let me know. But I feel like if a man reaches a certain level in his life and he's not where he wants to be from a financial standpoint, like he doesn't feel financially secure within himself as a provider, again, that need to be needed, that desire to want to be a leader, if they're not able to provide financially, that's going to affect their self-esteem. It's going to affect their ego. It may, cause some insecurity within them. But the reason behind that insecurity is just not being where they want to be financially or professionally. I feel like that may be one of the reasons why a man could possibly step outside of their relationship. Just again, looking to get that gratification. Outside of their connection that they're not getting, because outside of the relationship, this is somewhere where they can, better control the narrative. We can present ourselves differently to someone that doesn't know us than we can to the people inside our homes that know us intimately and personally, right? So that's the reason why. Let's talk about midlife crisis. All right. And it's not to say that women don't experience this too, but you hear a lot of times men reaching a certain level in their lives and then they want to be with someone that's younger. And I don't know. And fellas, again, in the comment section, let me know. I don't necessarily know if that desire to be with someone younger is because it makes you in turn feel a bit younger. And is it because the relationship may have gotten a bit stale from an intimate or chemical perspective? Or is it just that, you know, you find youth and that younger woman more appealing? You know what I mean? She's more physically attractive to you because, you know, she's younger. You know, she's more willing to be molded. She's more willing to try new things. Sometimes as we get older, we get set in our ways. You know what I mean? We get comfortable in relationships. It happens. And if you don't recognize that and actively communicate about it and look to do things to try to keep it fresh, complacency can happen. It can happen anywhere in the workplace, friendships, relationships, you know, whatever. Complacency is a thing, right? So I feel like sometimes let me paint a picture. So it's like a man is in a relationship and, you know, him and his mate, his significant other, his lady, whatever the case may be, they start out young, right? They start out young and they kind of build together. And they knew each other when they didn't have a lot. And somewhere along the line, they continue to elevate, they grow, whatever. And now this man, you know, finds himself in a position of prestige, in a position of respect. You know, he's earned his place. Maybe he's become partner at a law firm, or he's the doctor that he always wanted to be. And now he kind of wants to build his life around the him that he is now, and not so much. He kind of wants to shed that him of the past, and he wants to be known and revered for what he's accomplished. And, you know, without, you know, a lot of that struggle or that hurt or that lack from the past that they experienced to build to get where they are. And it's like, it's almost an opportunity to start fresh with somebody. That may be a reason why a man would cheat. Just an opportunity to start over again. And it may even be with someone who's a bit younger, and that person's going to be a lot more likely to look up to you and value you and respect you for where you are now in your life, as opposed to that person who you went through everything and struggled through everything with to get to the point where you are. So that could be a reason as well. And again, I want to make it clear, I'm just sharing of myself based on conversations that I've had, life experience. This isn't about fact. This is a discussion. All right. And a lot of the things that I may have mentioned or reasons why women may cheat could apply to men. And some of the things that I said about men can also apply to us. All right. And that's why I want to get into this. And that's why it's a discussion that I wanted to have for the platform, right? Another reason why I feel like a man may cheat. A man may cheat possibly because of the people that he's associating himself with. All right. So let's say we have, for instance, a man who's married. You know, he's in the first couple years of his marriage. He's getting, you know, what he needs at home. He's happy. For the most part, nothing's ever perfect, but then he has a lot of single friends. Maybe he has a lot of single friends. And because men don't necessarily tend to lean into people from an emotional perspective just because they've been physically intimate with them, they could create that separation. You know, they could compartmentalize that. You know, they could have that night out. They could have that encounter and not necessarily bring that energy home with them, depending on whether they feel guilty about it or not. Again, everybody is different, right? If you're associating and hanging out and spending a lot of time with single people, they may not have that same respect, or they may not be in a position where they're able to respect what those vows were that you took and what your marriage means to you, and how important it is to be disciplined and have restraint and self-control no matter what your body's telling you to do, like no matter what you may be feeling. If they don't look to hold you accountable in a way that's healthy, and if they create environments and situations for you that would make it easy for you to cheat. Let's say you got a friend that has a bachelor pad and he doesn't mind if you bring other women by. He doesn't have respect for your relationship, which technically means he doesn't have respect for you. He doesn't have respect for your significant other, even though he comes over to the house, he eats y'all food, he come watch the game like the kids is running around. But at the same time, a week later, he'll give you the keys so you can bring somebody over, right? If you're connected to a lot of people who are single and they don't respect marriage and they're not in committed relationships themselves, that may, make you vulnerable or put you in a situation where it creates opportunity for you to cheat just based on that chemical need that you have as a man to conquer. And now not only do you have the biology and like that chemical desire, but it's like now you also have opportunity because you have someone who will participate and cooperate and allow you to be able to do that at their place type vibes, which that's deep, fellas. I think that's important. It's important for us too. Don't get me wrong. We ain't absolved. We ain't saints out here. I'm very well aware of that. That ain't what this is about. That ain't the conversation that I'm having. All right? Fellas, love y'all. Need y'all. Appreciate y'all. All right? Like, it's important for you to have friends, not only from your early or formative years in life, but you also, friendships grow as you go on. Fellas, it's important for you to also have friends that are married, so that you can spend time with them. You can go on outings and you can do things with your friends that are healthy and that are respectful to the relationships that you're in. And only you can decide what that is. I ain't telling nobody how to live. I'm not telling anybody what to do. I'm here trying to figure it out. That's why we're here. That's why I need you. You know what I mean? It's a discussion that we're having. But from a woman's perspective, it's a wonderful idea to make sure that you're associating yourself with other people that are married. Women, us too. We should be doing that too. We shouldn't just be running around with a bunch of other women that's single. We should also be connecting with people who are in healthy relationships of longevity so that we can help each other and hold each other accountable. Accountability for me is big. Accountability is big for me where I'm in my life right now, and it's helping me so much and taking me so far, and it's important. It keeps me reeled in. It keeps me anchored down. Helps me keep my feet on the ground and staying focused. And being able to police myself, like being able to check myself. It's important to be able to check yourself, and keep promises to yourself. All right? So that's just a discussion that I've been wanting to have for some time. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, let's continue the conversation. I want to talk about this. If I need to do a part 2, if we need to delve into it further, we can even go live about it. I would love to go live about this. Let me know in the comment section if you want to see that live. All right? Send me an email to askbizlifestyle@gmail.com. That is askbizlifestyle@gmail.com. All right? And then you can also, shoot me a DM. Come check me out on Instagram. I want to see your pictures. Let's fellowship over there. At Worthy XIIXII, all lowercase letters, Worthy 1212 on Instagram. Let's fellowship over there and keep the conversations going. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much for the support. Check the description for more information about the channel, and check the about page to my YouTube. All right, the links to my socials are there. More information about the platform, different equipment that I use, ways to reach me, the address to my P.O. box. If you ever want to shoot anything over to the P.O. box, let me know. And if it's sizes or if you have any concerns, reach out to me before you do that. But I definitely do appreciate it. If it's something generic or something you want to shoot over, I'll definitely make sure that I show you love about that. Appreciate you. The link to my Cash App and my PayPal are there as well. Any support to the channel is always appreciated. The little heart shape with a $sign by the comment section, you can buy thanks there as well. That's always appreciated. All right. Cooperation, participation is appreciated as always. Make sure you smash that like. Make sure that you like the video. All right. That's important. It pushes the content out, gives us visibility, and it allows other people to find it. And I want to grow the community. Again, for me, this isn't about just views or about trying to build a following. This is about building community. I want to learn, I want to grow, and I want to be able to connect with people that I may not necessarily meet in my day-to-day life. And I appreciate you all so much. It's never just about me, it's about you. And it ain't just about you, it's about me, and we are building. And I'm so grateful, and I want you all to know that I love this. It is so much more to come on the channel. I'm excited, I'm uplifted, I'm inspired, I'm having such a great time. It is really my heart's joy to do this, and I'm having the time of my life, and I have no intention on stopping. Like, this is a gift to me, the ability to create content and to share and to connect. I want to take this opportunity too to just give love to the people who reach out to me in the comment section. Anybody who ever buys a super thanks, like, and shows love to me in a genuine way that's pure and that's real with good intention behind it. I appreciate you. And I'm truly grateful and humble. Like, it does not go unnoticed, and I'm growing, you know what I mean? I'm getting a little more used to it, but at the same time, just the outpouring of love and appreciation and the video recommendations, all that, I always try to acknowledge that and show love. If you have a video recommendation, definitely don't hesitate, because I enjoy discussing like people and relationships, and I'm so fascinated with you know, why we do the things that we do and how we connect with each other. I enjoy speaking about relationships, and I feel like I can do so not only from a place of intellect, because I've obviously been in relationships, but I can also speak on relationships from a place of wanting to learn and wanting to do better about the things of the past, right? So let's continue to do that. Don't hesitate to send me your recommendations. Share of yourself down in the comment section. Participate. Tell your story. Speak your truth down in the comment section. Give me your insight. Again, I'm just a woman. I can't do it on my own. Fellas, we love you. We appreciate you. We need you. So share your perspective down in the comment section. And it's always appreciated. Nothing goes unseen, man. We growing, we elevating, and I'm enjoying myself. And I really do appreciate that. I can't say that enough. And I'll never stop thanking you. All right? So until next time, until we meet again. All right? We out.